The entertainment industry is speaking out about the war between Israel and the Palestinian militant group Hamas, which was sparked by Hamas's surprise attack a month ago. Hundreds of stars have taken a stance by signing open letters, including one denouncing Hamas's barbaric acts of terrorism, as well as one calling for ceasefires in Gaza and Israel. Huge names such as Selena Gomez, Jennifer Lopez, and even showbiz industry organizations have recently voiced out their thoughts and advocated against the ongoing war. Let's find out who they are. Hollywood events have been impacted by the war, as the Academy Museum Gala postponed its annual fundraiser, and red carpet for the upcoming Sofia Coppola film Priscilla was cancelled in October. Here's how the entertainment industry has responded to the war in the Middle East. 10. Pink Floyd's Roger Waters, Kehlani call for support on those resisting occupation. Singer Kehlani posted on Instagram on October 18th that she'd signed a letter titled Artists Against Apartheid, which encourages artists and cultural workers to stand in solidarity with those resisting occupation and fighting for their right to self-determination. As artists and cultural producers, our work has the power to shape public opinion. Today, as the media wages a war against truth and strips this conflict of its historical context, we have a unique responsibility to use our voice and artistic practices to say no more. Kehlani's caption reads, "Now is the time to protest apartheid and amplify the just cause of the Palestinian people and their resistance against 75 years of occupation." 9. Riz Ahmed calls for end to indiscriminate bombing of Gazans. Oscar-winning British actor and rapper Riz Ahmed called for the end of indiscriminate bombing of Gaza's civilians and vital infrastructure, and denial of food and water, electricity, and the forced displacement of people from their homes on his social media platforms. These are indefensible war crimes, he continued. We need to put ourselves in the shoes of the people of Gaza, now before we all walk past the point of no return. The Sound of Metal actor also denounced the actions of Hamas, calling the attack horrific and wrong. 8. Pink denies flying Israeli flags on tour. Pink, who is currently on the North American leg of her summer carnival tour, claimed in an X post that she's received many threats from people who mistook poi flags displayed at her live shows for Israeli flags. The singer clarified that the flags were used many years ago by the Maori people of New Zealand, and because they and the Maori people are beautiful to me, we use them. I've been using poi flags since the beginning of this tour, she said. I do not fly flags in my show in support of anything or anyone except my rainbow flag. That will remain my position, she continued. I am a human. I believe in peace, equality, love. I'm deeply saddened by the state of the world. I pray for us all. 7. Academy Museum Gala postponed. Meryl Streep, Oprah Winfrey will be honored. The war has caused reverberations in Hollywood, too. On October 12, the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in Los Angeles announced the red carpet for its annual fundraising gala on October 14th would be canceled out of respect for the devastating conflict and loss of life happening overseas. The Academy Museum condemns all form of hate and cruelty and stands in support of innocent Israeli and Palestinian lives affected by the ongoing violence. The museum's statement read. The event has been rescheduled for December 3rd. According to Verity and Deadline, Meryl Streep, Oprah Winfrey, Michael B. Jordan, and Sofia Coppola are all set to be honored at the gala. 6. Summer Walker denounces genocide and execution of innocent lives in Gaza. R&B singer-songwriter Summer Walker took to Instagram on November 7th to share her stance on the conflict with her 6 million followers. The genocide and execution of innocent lives, those of children, women, men, and elders in Palestine and Gaza, need to stop. The Girls Need Love singer wrote in 7-slide text post. The next slide reads, "As an artist, a black woman artist, who is not the most versed in global politics, I didn't quite know where my position or voice was needed. However, I can no longer stand by and watch as thousands of children and innocent lives are targeted under the mask of propaganda of combating terrorism. Agreeing that innocent humans deserve not to be slaughtered and deserve a safe, prosperous life should not be political," she added, and ended her letter with, "Ceasefire, free Palestine, end genocide, free all people." 5. MTV Europe Music Awards canceled in Paris, a moment of mourning. The MTV Europe Music Awards on October 19th canceled its performance-packed ceremony citing the Israeli-Hamas war. The event had been scheduled for Paris on November 5th, with Ozuna, Renee Rapp, and 30 Seconds to Mars among the performers. The MTV EMAs are an annual celebration of global music. As we watch the devastating events in Israel and Gaza continue to unfold, this does not feel like a moment for a global celebration. With thousands of lives already lost, it's a moment of mourning, a company spokesperson stated in a statement. The statement also said the decision was made out of an abundance of caution for the thousands of employees, crew members, artists, fans, and partners who would travel from all corners of the world to bring the show to life. MTV said the EMAs would return November 2024. 4. Los Angeles red carpet premiere of Priscilla canceled. Similarly, the red carpet premiere for Sofia Coppola's film Priscilla, which is based on the ups and downs of Elvis and Priscilla Presley's relationship, was canceled in response to the Israeli-Palestine conflict, A24 Films confirmed to USA Today in an email. Out of respect for the events going on in the world, we will be foregoing a red carpet for the Priscilla Los Angeles premiere, the studio said in an email to the press. 3. Gal Gadot support Israel amid horrific Palestinian conflict. Over 700 actors, comedians, musicians, and power players of the Hollywood community signed an open letter denouncing Hamas' barbaric acts of terrorism and Israel calling for the return of hostages, and one of these names is Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot. The hundreds of members of the entertainment industry signed the letter to speak out forcibly against Hamas and do whatever is in their power to urge the terrorist organization to return the innocent hostages to their families. My heart is aching for the lives lost and families shattered. I'm praying for everyone who's been affected by Hamas's terrorism and brutality, Gadot said in a statement published on the Creative Community for Peace website, and I hope that the world remains steadfast in their support of the Israeli people. The Wonder Woman actor was born in Israel and was a combat fitness instructor in the Israel Defense Forces during her mandatory 2 years of service. 2. Jennifer Lopez, Bella and Gigi Hadid, Drake, and others call for ceasefire. A growing number of actors, comedians, and musicians have called for a ceasefire in Gaza and Israel in an open letter to President Joe Biden. Drake, Jennifer Lopez, Bella and Gigi Hadid, Zayn Malik, Frank Ocean, Rachel McAdams, Oscar Isaac, Bradley Cooper, David Oyelowo, Ben Affleck, Kristen Stewart, Channing Tatum, Quinta Brunson, Sandra Oh, and Joaquin Phoenix, among many others, signed the letter requesting an end to the devastating loss of lives and unfolding horrors in Israel and Gaza. We ask that, as President of the United States, you call for an immediate de-escalation and ceasefire in Gaza and Israel before another life is lost. The letter published by the Artists for Ceasefire organization reads, "We believe all life is sacred, no matter faith or ethnicity, and we condemn the killing of Palestinian and Israeli civilians." The group called the Biden administration and all world leaders to honor all lives in the Holy Land by calling for a ceasefire to end the bombings in Gaza and the release of hostages. Beyond our pain and mourning for all the people there and their loved ones around the world, we're motivated by an unbending will to stand for our common humanity, the letter concludes. We refuse to tell future generations the story of our silence, that we stood by and did nothing. 1. Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty issues statements on humanitarian crises in Gaza. A week after Selena Gomez announced she would be taking a social media hiatus due to the horror, hate, violence, and terror that's going on in the world, her cosmetics company, Rare Beauty, released its own statement on Instagram. The November 6th post, which reads, "Humanitarian crises in Gaza," includes a lengthy caption detailing the company's stance toward the civilian impact of the Israel-Hamas war and vowing to donate to several organizations. Thousands of innocent Palestinian civilians have been killed in Israeli airstrikes, and millions of civilians have been displaced and left without access to food, water, medicine, or basic necessities for survival. A large number of these victims are children. Palestinian civilians must be protected, period. The caption reads, in part, "We remain heartbroken by the horrible terror attack against innocent civilians in Israel on October 7th, and many of them also children." The caption says, "There is no situation where attacks on civilians are acceptable. We strongly denounce any and all forms of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia." In addition to encouraging followers and support groups, providing aid to the Middle East, and reaching out to mental health resources if needed, Rare Beauty is committed to donating to humanitarian organizations working with Israelis, as well as one that is dedicated to Palestinians. That's all for today, folks. If you want to watch more binge-worthy celebrity gossip, click the subscribe button and smash the notification bell. Stay tuned.